to all you wonderful people out there. A very, very warm welcome to all of y'all to my talk show. I'm Dr. Sohani Mendonça, and I welcome y'all to Tete at Suvees Power Meet in collaboration with Business Goa. Today, as I always say on every Saturday, I feel so good because I have a guest from Goa and I virtually feel that I am in Goa. And it makes me feel very, very ecstatic, that if nothing else, at least virtually I can travel to Goa thanks to
Connect with
all
Goa.
the wonderful guests who are coming on my talk show. And it's all thanks to Business Goa. So a special thanks to Harshvardhan Butterplay and his wonderful wife, Arvata. Our guest today indeed is an amazing personality. It's my with great sorry, there was a technical issue, so I just got it sorted. Yes, so it's my great honor to welcome and Mr. the one and only Mr. Amin Ladak on Tete at Suvees Power Meet in collaboration with Business Goa. Welcome, sir. Welcome to our talk show. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you.
uh, it's great having you here, sir, and it's really wonderful that we are going to get so many insights from you. We are really, really looking forward to that. And but before that, I'd like to introduce you formally to our wonderful
Thank
viewers who are here with us. Well, as you all know, Mr. Amin Ladak is from Goa, uh, but little about him. So he graduated in mechanical engineering from Sardar Patel College of Engineering. That's Mumbai University, Bombay then, Mumbai now, with a distinction. He worked with Burma Shell Refineries Limited, as an apprentice, and soon thereafter he joined Larsen and Toubro as a junior engineer in the Caterpillar section. He quickly moved on to become the resident engineer at the Goa office, and that's where he started living in Goa. And ever since he's lived there only. He worked at Bhilai branch and then at the Vizag branch, and soon he moved on to the Terex Group of the US as India country head, and for PowerScreen, and set up their pan-India marketing plan and appointment of all Indian dealers. He set up the Indian operation for Focus Humanitarian Assistance, a Canada based not for profit disaster management agency. The India unit reached with its cadre, matching with the Indian government disaster NDRF. Intervention in Kutch, Gujarat, floods in Maharashtra, cyclone in Vizag coastal area, to name a few. He's had long service record of volunteer service for AKDN institution in Raipur and Goa, spanning over 9 years in apex capacity. He has created an outfit, Keenart Enterprises, in 2004. Uh, and this is what Mr. Amin Ladak says, that when you have to give the lead in action, in ideas, a lead which does not fit in with the very climate of opinion, that is the true courage, physical or mental. And it is this type of courage and vision that Mr. Ladak has shown.
Thank you.
Mr. Ladak is a dreamer, an implementer, and known for his micro approach for everything. And he is a fantastic executor. So, once again, thank you, Mr. Amin Ladak. It's great having you on my talk show, Tete a Tete at Suvees Power Meet in collaboration with Business Goa.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, so without much ado, really would like to know a lot of things from you. Of course, you you have lived in Mumbai, and your education and your growing up days has been in Mumbai. So, tell us about it.
Well, I will start with my. I was born in Bombay, born and brought up in Bombay. We lived at Nepean Road, and then we moved on to Malad. And that time, Malad was like literally a suburb of Bombay. And there
Right,
would be like enough of space in the second floor to have multiple
right,
students. I completed my high school from St. Anne's High School in Odlem at Malad. Went on
right,
to do my engineering at Sardar Patel College of Engineering. Passed out in 73, and that time jobs were difficult, but we had the opening window with as an apprenticeship available through Directorate of Technical Education Maharashtra, and we got an apprenticeship position, which I took up at the Burma Shell Refineries, which is Mahul in Bombay. But soon thereafter, I got my permanent job with Larsen and Toubro, and I immediately went for that. And that job was basically to take over my position in Goa as a Caterpillar engineer.
right,
So after a short orientation in Bombay, I was posted in Goa in April 1974, and that's
right.
how I landed up in Goa. So that's where my journey to Goa starts.
Yeah, and that's how you've started living in Goa, sir.
Yes, yes,
So, I mean, and your first job that you got was with L&T, and after your graduation, and that
yes.
has been quite an experience, right, straight out of college and then getting into L&T. So how was that experience, sir?
Oh, it was an awesome thing basically to happen to me because at that time, just about the time when I got my appointment letter,
Right,
fortunately I had two more appointment letters in my pocket
right,
at that time. So,
right,
but out of the three, I consulted my father, of
right,
course, and because my father had some very high-end sort of social connections in Bombay, in
right,
Bandra and Satpur and all. And he
right,
went and asked one of his friends. So
right,
his friend advised him, say, okay, leave everything, let your son join Salasan
yeah,
to go.
right, right.
So then I dropped everything and I said, okay, I went in for my medical and I joining the letter. That was how I'm in LLT. Yes,
Okay,
and I don't regret at all.
okay.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
you've had some great experiences in L&T, sir.
Yes, L&T has been an institution, and it
Right,
is still an institution for every not necessarily only engineers. Of course, 90% of the people in L&T working are all engineers.
right,
But
right,
even people from the accounts, people from the administration, people from the architecture and all other fields who are there, they all swear by L&T for their upbringing and grooming. So
right.
it's a wonderful institution all through for all sections of.
Fantastic, sir. So, being born and brought up in Mumbai, and I mean you've grown up in Mumbai, and then of course you got a job, and then you moved to Goa for your work, but then you actually settled down in Goa. What made you do that, sir? Because at that point
Well,
in time, if I'm not mistaken, Goa was not
yeah,
that.
not an happening place. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, basically, I took up this job in L&T, and as I knew that L&T will not keep me too long in Goa, so I was happy that within about 3 4 years, I will
Right,
move out to some other branch or something like that. And
right,
for me, what happened? They gave me a promotion and made me the head of the office over here, and that also
right,
happened pretty quickly for me.
right,
So I was happy, and I saw that I was getting my recognition in due course in due sort of a time frame. So that held me back. I said, okay, though, of course, I did appear for a few interviews, but mainly to
right,
travel to Bangalore for an interview, get my TADA, and come back, and then say
right,
bye bye, thank you. So that is how
right.
it was.
Super,
Yes.
super. So, where? GMA is concerned, Goa Management Association is concerned, tell us about, what does a GMA do? As you know, specifically right now, if you see, the pandemic has completely shaken over everybody. I mean, nobody in the world
Yes.
expected for something like this to ever happen, and it's completely, frazzled everybody. So please do first tell us, that what is Goa Management Association. What is the organization to?
Goa Management Association is like a local management association of the All India Management Association, which is headquartered in Delhi, and the
Right,
likes of Mohandas Pai and Saxerias and Kirloskars and Dalmias and
right.
Singhania, they're all at the apex level of that organization. And
Mhm.
we have about 29 chapters all over India.
Wow.
Goa is a chapter which was established in 1975.
Correct,
And in Goa, anything that you wanted to do, you have to do it to the three or the five first family of Goa. The first
correct.
family I mean is the Chowgule, the Salgaonkar, the Dempo, the Timlo,
Yes,
and of course we had the Sada Goa as a fatherly organization over here in
correct, correct.
mining field. So there were the five families we call them. And anything that
Right,
you wanted to do, you had to do it. They would do it, or they would set it up and all. But they were very keen and enthusiastic about bringing Goa to the national level, national recognition. That's
correct.
how Goa Management Association got established. It's a body of managers, and it's a forum where the managers contribute themselves and come and give their time, and then they think, and then they do programs for the community at large. Then
Mhm.
now Goa has got several management colleges, so we do programs for the management students, the BBA students, and the MBA students. And we have got the Goa University, which has got a management program. And we have got the Goa Institute of Management, which is one of the top 10 management institute of India. So we have a lot of happening education-wise in Goa. In fact, IIT is also going to come to Goa. So
Mhm.
education-wise, Goa has really come up very well.
Excellent. Excellent. Super. Super. Fantastic, sir. So, sir, as I said, the pandemic has hit everybody very badly, and even where Goa is concerned, the tourism was terribly affected by the pandemic. The hotel business, the tourism business, the events business. All these industries have been very, very badly affected, and Goa has been really, really the hub of it all. But now, what do you see, of it, in the near future? Because I think the latest that I heard was that Goa has opened up for events, and it has opened up for holidays too. So, what is it? And sir is chairman of the GMA, the Goa Management Association. What are your plans for the tenure?
Well, Goa has opened up and people have started coming into Goa since the time in all India has opened up. People have started coming into Goa with a vengeance and having like being locked up or locked down for 7, 8
Yeah.
months, they
Yes.
really feel that they are out of a custodial setup or some sort of. And they flooded all the beaches of Goa, mainly the North Goa beaches. They've all flooded it up, and they
Right.
have thrown away all these distancing and hygiene, washing your hands every 20 minutes. And that has created a big furor into the assembly also and
Right.
criticism because it is dangerous that we may land up in the second phase of
Correct. Correct.
coronavirus
Yeah.
thing.
Yes. Yes.
So it may be good for the industry as far as tourists is concerned, as far as the people in the tourists in concerned. But then it is necessary evil. But then it needs to be having a little more regulation, a little more control,
Yes.
policing
Yes.
to be done. Yeah, but
Right.
it is
Right.
necessary. I think it
Right.
is good that have opened up, and now we'll have soon the events, and we'll have the weddings, and we'll have the seminars and conferences and all these things. So good time
Right.
for the event managers.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, indeed.
And
And
we as managers or we as a Goa Institute, Goa Management Association, we are very happy to be to see that things are opening up because majority of our speakers for our monthly series Leaders Speak. This is a program that we started as Goa Management Association, and thanks to
Mm.
my colleague, my predecessor, Harshvardhan Bharkuli, he coined this word Leaders Speak. And we are attracting a lot of good speakers from all over India for our
Super.
program. Today we are doing it virtually on the Zoom,
Yes,
and
yes,
people join. Yeah, we are very,
yes,
very
yes.
happy.
Yes, yes. Today, the whole world has moved online thanks to the pandemic, and thankfully that thanks to technology, that at least we can keep in touch, sir. You know,
Yes, yes.
so that's a completely a fantastic thing that the world
Fantastic
has
thing.
become completely tiny now because you can connect with anyone and everyone
Connected.
on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So, what ideas and special projects you have envisaged for the year ahead?
Well, I feel that Goa Management Association needs to spread itself a little more into the interiors of Goa. Interiors of Goa, that is, I mean, we are more concentrated in Panjim.
Right,
We are there specifically in Vasco and Margam, but we are not moved much into those areas or into the industrial towns of Goa like Ponda or Mapsa or Vasco or you'd say even Sanvardem. These are industrial towns of Goa, but we have not moved in those areas. So I
correct,
would like somehow or the other we move and get our reach into those areas and get
right,
members
right.
from there. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay. That'll be something which will be wonderful, sir. Uh, to have them all included. Uh, uh, this brings me to ask you, sir, that uh, uh, I believe so that the Goa Management Association has plans of white paper to present it to the government and explore new business avenues and to create revenue streams to combat the effect of COVID-19 on the economy. So please may you share your thoughts on the same.
In an industrial situation, it is always important that we keep evolving. And to
Right,
evolve ourselves is basically is where you are putting your sort of gray matter to work, and you
right,
can never rely upon one industry to sustain you for two generations, three generations. So
right.
mining was the industry. Then at the time of liberation, then came the large industry like MRF. Then we got the Zuari chemical factory, and then we have got the Sibagigi factory. There are the three large industry that Chief Minister of Goa, Mr. Dayanand Bandodkar.
Mm-hmm.
And then his daughter, she was there, Shashikala Kakodkar, and we established the policy for industrialization of Goa. And
Mm-hmm.
11 industrial estates were decided to be put up in the 11 talukas of Goa, which was a big sort of catalyst thing that was happening. And
Right,
any industrial area does not become a success overnight. It takes time.
right,
It takes 2, 3, 5, 10 years, depending upon the incentive, depending upon the raw material availability, depending upon the market, depending availability of manpower, skilled manpower, technical manpower.
right,
And it
right,
takes, but once, unless you get into that process, you cannot achieve industrialization. So
right.
today in Goa has got some very, very good pharma units over here and lot of engineering units who by choice are preferring to be in Goa rather than to be in Bombay.
Mm-hmm.
Siemens has got a large capacity over here for electronic
Right.
medical equipment. In fact, this is
Mm-hmm.
a hub for their Far East operation also, as far
Right.
as electronic is concerned.
Correct. Correct.
Putzmeiser is there,
Mm-hmm.
Lexus. There are so many large companies have come up over here, and they're all
Yes.
doing well basically because it has thanks to them that our skills of our local people have developed, and they find job over here, so they don't need to
Go ahead.
go out to hunt for jobs. Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Very much. Very
yeah,
much.
yeah.
That's been a great thing for Goa, sir. That so many industries which have started out there, that providing job for the local people. I think that's something which is wonderful, which has happened. Uh,
Yes, because
yeah.
Goa always had to people from Goa always had to leave Goa to get a job.
Yes.
So
Yes.
today
Yes.
they don't need to, but of course still. Like people from outside Goa have to come to Goa to get do a job for Larsen Tours. I'm one of those. Yeah.
So, uh, really would want to know. I mean, this is of course the entrepreneurial side of you, the manager side of you, sir. But there's a wonderful philanthropic side of you, sir, which I have been reading about. So, I'd really like to know, sir. Uh, you work with an organization called AKD, and if you could give us, if you could let us know more about it, because you are doing some amazing work out there,
Well,
especially to
AKDN, the yeah, sorry,
yeah,
AKDN, the full form is the Aga Khan Development Network. I
right,
connected with our head of the Ismaili community, the Aga Khan, Prince Karim, His Highness Prince Karim Aga Khan. And
right,
he has established in the time he has come as the head of the Ismaili, as the Imam of the Ismailis.
right,
He has established some very modern systems of management
right,
and of social governance. So it is not
right,
only the esoteric life of the Ismailis that is to be taken care of, the exoteric life also Ismaili that has to be taken care of. And to
right,
do that, you require some sort of structure, and it cannot be a knee-jerk operation. It has to be a
mm,
very structured operation.
right,
So we went on to establish these institutions in the health, in education, in social welfare, in youth and sports development, in housing and habitat. So these are the institutions that were developed, and we being young at that time in 70s, when these institutions started coming up, we got
mm,
positions, being educated and all, we got positions as chairmen in those institutions. And we
yeah,
were happy spending some time of ours contributing to
right,
the community back again.
right,
So I completed those cycle of appointments in the institutions,
mm,
and by 2009, I was done with all my appointments. All means all the apex appointments within Goa. So
right,
much so
right.
that I was also called upon to establish the Red Cross Society for the Ismaili community, which we call it as the Focused Humanitarian Assistance
Right,
India. So it is something equivalent to the Red Cross of the Christian community. So
right,
we went on to establish that through our parental company in Canada. And when this was to be set up,
mm,
the National Council president picked me as a choice and told me, saying, "Hey, Amin, I don't see you applying for this. What is the problem?" I said, "No, there's nothing. I thought it was for a younger generation to go for that." He said, "No, no, you please apply." Then I applied. I set up the Focus Humanitarian Assistance in Bombay as an all
right,
India body for Ismailis, and
right.
worked with them for about 1.5 years until we did some training of 450 volunteers all India in
Wow,
disaster management. Yeah, training, and this training was done at NCDC, National College of Disaster Management for Defense at Nagpur.
right, right,
And so we did that, and that was a rigorous training that we did in
right,
disaster management at Nagpur in collaboration with that institution.
right,
So I
right.
feel happy and humbled by these contributions of mine.
That, that's
Yes,
really giving back to society. I think is the something which is wonderful, because when you do that, I think the happiness that you get is
absolutely,
the maximum. When you do something
absolutely,
for
sir.
especially someone in need, I think it's the most amazing
Yes,
thing. And what a wonderful, what a amazing work that you have been doing, sir.
thank you,
It's kudos and salute to you, sir.
thank you.
So this brings me to ask you. You're the director of Fomento Group. So if you could shed some more light on all about what Fomento Group does.
Yes, Fomento is again, as I told you, is one of the five families of Goa, the Timlo family. Now, in the
Yes.
Timlo family, in the second generation, they split into the Timlo Irmão, that they were called as during the
Right.
Portuguese time. Irmão means the Timlo brothers. And that
Right.
split into the Gurudas Timlo family, the Panurang Timlo family, and the Modu Timlo family. And Modu
Okay.
Timlo was educated in Portugal India after the liberation, and
Right.
he wanted to set up a different style of operations. And he named his company as Sociedad de Fomento Industrial. It's basically a society of development of industries limited.
Right. Right.
So he had the vision of not sticking to in only mining, but getting into wider sort of a range of businesses. So
Right.
he set up that, and he then went in for hospitality. The famous Siddhartha Hotel,
Right. Yes.
Siddhartha
Yes.
Hotel, yeah,
Yes.
that was set up by them, which was run by Welcome Group, and
Hmm.
that's where they learned how to run the hotel. And then the family ran that for another 25 years. And today
Right.
they have the convention center, and that
Yes.
convention center, along with the old Siddhartha Hotel, is today handed over to Taj Group for their
Yes.
handing it. So it's almost Taj has got on a platter over 300 rooms right in the
Right.
heart of Panjim
Right.
City.
Yes, yes. I think that is amazing what they did, because a convention center is so required today. Because in Goa is so many events take place, especially corporate events. Keep on
Yes,
taking place
yes.
continuously. So I think that was a fantastic move that they did, and they made a convention center out there, which
Yes.
was
In fact,
brilliant.
it was a foresight of Mr. Timlo and his
Yes,
lady, Mrs. Timlo, Mrs. Anju Timlo, that they
right,
did this. And it's a hard work, I would say. And
right,
today,
right,
the Timlo family, the Fomento Group, they have
right,
they've gone in for shipping. They've got four large vessels for iron ore
right,
carriers in the
right.
fleet of vessels that they have. Then they've gone in for some engineering units. They've gone in for iron ore upgradation projects. They've really expanded, and they've expanded in their own iron ore field also. From 1.5 to
Yes,
2 million tons, they've gone into almost 16 million tons of exports of iron ore. And they
lovely,
have
super,
not based themselves only in Goa. They are in Karnataka, they are in Andhra Pradesh, they are
right.
in Australia, they are in Brazil. So there are many places, and shortly they will be in somewhere in the Middle East also.
Great, fantastic, sir. That's awesome to know that. That's a lovely picture behind, sir, of
Oh
the
my God!
of your
Oh my
family.
God! Yeah, yes. That's the three generation of us.
Three
Me,
generations.
my
Okay.
son, and my grandson. Yeah, it just
Lovely,
happens to be.
lovely.
Yeah.
Sir, I have to ask you, uh, uh, if I'm not mistaken, you know how to speak French very well, right, sir?
Well, in the eighth standard in school, we used to have the Dondo, and
Yeah,
the optional subject was French.
yeah.
So I did study that, but now I don't think I'm. My son speaks French very well because
Okay,
he has
okay.
been working with a lot of French companies, in
Right,
the
right,
telecom
right,
field. So
right,
he is
right.
quite fluent in French.
Okay,
You-
super.
I-
I was going
Not
to
more
ask
than
you.
comment allez-vous, that's all. How are
Yeah,
you? That's
I was going to ask you, what is the hidden reason behind knowing French?
all.
Just on the lighter side, sir.
Yes.
It's been such a pleasure talking to you and having you on my talk show, Tete Tete Suvees Power Meet, in collaboration with Business Goa. So thank you for the wonderful insights that you have given us. And it's great to know that GMA, that's Goa Management Association, where you're the chairman and you all are doing such amazing work. It's really, really awesome, sir. We have a whole lot of people who have joined us. I'm just going to take a few names. Hello, Stanley Fernandez, Kushbu Chotalia, Vijay
Oh,
Jasani,
oh,
Sunil
okay.
Sharma. And I
Thank
can only read
you.
these names. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. So, thank you
Thank
once
you.
again, sir. It was a pleasure having you on my talk show. And I want to let everyone know that Sir Mr. Amin Ladak is very much present on social media. So do connect with him. He's very much there on LinkedIn, and he's also there on Instagram. So do connect
Yes.
with him. Yes.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
uh, um, please do. go to my YouTube channel and do like, share, comment, and subscribe to it. I'm Dr. Sohani Mendonça. And as I always say on my every show, please stay safe and be positive. And the last thing that I always say is that all you wonderful people, if there is anything worrying you out there, please go out there and share it with a dear friend or a close friend who you trust, or an inner circle or a family member, because it's no point keeping it all bottled up within you. You have to go and share it. And you never know that, the problem you're facing, even somebody else may be facing the same problem. So please do that for yourself and for the betterment of others. And on that note, we shall say bye bye, God bless, and have a great weekend ahead. Mr. Amin, you are in Goa, so you are the
Thank
luckier one.
you. And
But we,
nothing better than a Saturday evening,
yes,
to get it.
indeed, indeed. We've just
Thank
got
you.
Shukanto Sen Gupta joining us. Hello, Shukanto ji. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
and thank you so much once again. Bye bye. Have a great weekend. God bless you, all of you. And yes, Goa is open for all of us. Time for us to pack our
Thank you,
bags.
Sohani. Yeah, thank you, Sohani. I like this. Thank you very much, all of y'all. Thank you. God bless you.